I don't know how many others of you are similar to me in that I sometimes have trouble patiently waiting to know the outcome to something. So if I'm reading a book and it becomes too suspenseful or intense, I've frequently been known to skip to the ending just, to make sure everyone's okay, that my favorite character survives, or the same with a TV series. If you're watching something, sometimes I've been known to skip to the last few episodes just to see how something turns out. And once we know that everything turns out in the end, we're able to kind of relax and breathe and be like, okay, these are just plot twists, it's gonna be fine, it's just a little drama added to the story, but everything turns out in the end. And we go through the same thing in our lives. If we know that everything's gonna be right in the end, it doesn't matter so much some of the plot twists along the way. Okay, maybe our car breaks down, or we have this unexpected health crisis, or all these things that we didn't anticipate or want in our life. But if somebody could fast forward to the end and show us it's all going to be okay, everything's going to be fine, then we would be able to breathe better and relax and trust and know that these little things don't have to affect our lives so much. They don't have to affect our happiness or our faith or cause doubts about whether we're on the right path and if things are going to work out in our favor. And we don't have to necessarily know how it's going to work out, but we just know that it will work out. It might not be the ending that we thought it would be, but we can, we've all been guaranteed a happily ever after if we follow God's plan for us and stay on the path that He's set out for us. And the good news is it's not mysterious. Maybe some of the steps along the way are mysterious, but the path has been laid out for us. And if we'll just follow what He's told us to do, He tells us the path. He tells us which door to choose and, what's behind each door. At the end of this is, eternal happiness, and behind the other doors is, okay, maybe some temporary fun and pleasure, but, not going to lead to Him. And so, it's like those convoluted mazes that you start out on one and you can't tell where the ending goes. God doesn't leave us that mystery. We know which path at the beginning is set out to lead us back to Him. And so we can breathe easy, knowing that no matter how many twists or turns or obstacles we run into, if we just continue one step in front of the other, we'll be able to endure whatever is put in our way. And the same with running a long race, running a marathon or something. It's not the same as a fun run. If you ever sign up for one of those fun runs, that's a mile, and you do it with your family, and there's food and fun and dressed up in costume or whatever. It's meant to be enjoyable. But if you were to sign up for a marathon 26.2 miles, you go in with the mental preparation that this is going to be tough, this is going to be rigorous, and you commit to the race. You're not committing to have a fun 4 hours of running or more hours in a lot of cases, but you do it for the end goal. You do it for what you receive at the end, the sense of pride and fulfillment, and the medal at the very end. And so you're able to commit to it and stay in the race even when it gets tough. And maybe the first few miles or parts of the journey you're gonna have a runner's high, and you're going to have spring in your step, and it's gonna be fun, and maybe you're doing it with a friend and you're talking and enjoying it, and there's music along the way and cheerleaders, and parts of it will be like that in our life. And then other parts, there's going to be no cheerleaders and no music, and we just have to keep trudging forward, and eventually we're going to get there. But we have to, if we mentally prepare and say, I know what I'm signing up for, I know what my purpose is and what my end goal is, then we won't be confused or tempted to veer off track when other distractions maybe want to lure us away. Oh, hey, this is an easier path over here, take that. But shortcuts will never lead us to, our ultimate destination of where we want to be. So just to remember why we started and our purpose, and then the pain that we experience along the way will be less painful and more bearable. And, find those aid stations. There are aid stations along the way, and nobody can sustain their run for 4 or 5 hours without additional, at least most humans can't, additional energy. What you ate for breakfast is not going to sustain you that whole run. You need more carbs. You need those little gels or a piece of fruit or something to eat along the way to keep you going. And so it's important to remind ourselves to like replenish, whether it's through prayer or spirituality, you know, reading your Bible, reading your scriptures, reading inspiring like books or things that can help push us forward and replenish both mentally, physically, emotionally. You know, do what that takes, and don't expect that we're just gonna like naturally be able to recharge if we're not putting in the time to do so. And just hang in there and keep going, and we will eventually get to our goal, and it'll be so worth it.